Hey, what's up? What's up, folks? Tom Clark here for Wrestling Rumors. No, this is not Tom Clark's main event. Okay, sorry. That's coming on Friday. This is actually just. I'm not even recording this sucker tonight. Is it tonight? It's tonight. This is boom. There's the logos. This is the AEW Dynamite June 24th edition of the show. This is the post show here on Wrestling Rumors. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I was going to do it last week. Something came up at the very last minute. Couldn't make it happen. So, what's up, Nate Dogg? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the review show, post show thing. This is what just happened show. So, hope everybody out there is doing great tonight. What did you think of the show? This is AEW Dynamite review show, as we said before. This is just AEW, folks. We're not fielding WWE stuff here tonight or any other company for that matter. This is just AEW Dynamite. What did you guys think? This was, of course, the go-home show for Fyter Fest that is taking place next week exclusively on TNT. So we will see how that goes. I got some notes here about the show. We're going to get to that sucker. If I can prop the phone up. I took him on the phone. So there you go. Had to have some notes. What's up, Shane? What's up, everybody, tonight? So let's go ahead and go over the show, man. Let's see what you guys thought. Let's get your comments, questions, comments, words of wisdom, all that good stuff. So here we go. The show kicked off with Wardlow being led to the ring by MJF. Wardlow over Luchasaurus. The thing broke down in the end. Jungle Boy got involved. The whole crew got involved. Everybody got involved. It was sort of a breakdown at the very end. And then immediately after this, it was announced that MJF and Wardlow versus Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy for Fyter Fest. I enjoyed this match. I, like a lot of people, have been waiting for Lucha to get into the ring. Before he ever got, well, we lost the feed there for a second. We're back. I saw some of Wardlow's indie work before he ever was signed to AEW, and I was pretty impressed, man. I got to say. So for a guy his size, and no one likes no one likes a talented big man better than yours truly. I love the idea of the big man in wrestling. It's an old tradition, right? A lot of some of your favorites, big guys back in the day. Vince McMahon, of course, loves the big guys, right? But Wardlow is an exceptional athlete. He really is. He's in fantastic shape, but also he can work. He can work, man. I'm not saying he's Ric Flair between the ropes, but he doesn't necessarily need to be. I thought he and Luchasaurus, by the way, insanely gifted athletically. He really is. That dude, Lucha, the Lucha part. Oh, did you hear that explosion? Bam, my bad. The Lucha part of, you know what they say, man, if it's live, it's not a mistake. So, hey, everybody. How's that? How y'all doing? Anybody watch Crazy Russian Hacker? I'll vote for that guy. It's a cool gig, I think. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? It's my terrible impression of the guy. But, yeah, I enjoyed this match, like I said before. What did you guys think about it? Luchasaurus versus Wardlow. I was happy with it, man. I thought it was pretty good from start to finish. I love both guys. I really do. Luchasaurus has grown on me. I didn't know really about how I would feel about it with the gimmick and everything from day one of him being in AEW. But, man, like I said before, it's really grown on me, and I think he's come a long way since his days on the independent circuit to the days he got to AEW. So I enjoyed the match. I really did. And it was just the curtain jerk of the night, so had a lot more to come. Shout out to Sean in Cambridge, England. Thank you for watching, my friend. Thank you for watching. We're going to talk about Taker on Friday. Come back to Tom Clark's main event on Friday. We're going to cover a bunch of WWE stuff as well. But tonight is the AEW Dynamite results and review show. Next segment, Britt Baker. They continue to do this thing where she's behind the plexiglass. She's got herself a little like a mobile booth thing happening. It's pretty creative, kind of like the Pope Mobile kind of a thing happening with her. Wants to know why Luchasaurus's tongue is green. It's kind of funny, man. I'll hand this to AEW, dude. Britt gets hurt. She's going to miss a lot of time out of the ring, yes. But rather than just write her off TV or just take her out of your faces and go hide her at home where she's recuperating or whatnot, they've put her right back on TV. She hasn't missed a beat, man. I mean, I applaud them for that. It's something different, right? It keeps her because, dude, she's a good heel. She really is. She's very good. So I have no problem with it at all, man. I think she's doing great with the opportunity she's being given. And honestly, it's fun. It's fun, man. People just need to relax on some of this stuff, dude. Thank you, Dave. Everything's going well, my friends here with me. Thank you, my friend, for asking. Again, folks, if you guys got any comments on AEW Dynamite, hit me with them. Let me know what you think. So, yeah, had that thing with Britt, and she was a presence for the rest of the night, dude, for sure. Hikaru Shida, the AEW Women's Champion, over Red Velvet. This was more than a squash match. This was a holy cow. It's over already. Yeah. So not much happening there for sure. It just occurred to me I put no comments on the screen so far. Jamel says, I like it. Talking about the show, yes. Shannon says, Britt Baker is great. So entertaining. I agree with that. She definitely is. Robert says, I like Britt Baker. This run has been good. I can't argue with that at all, for sure. So, yeah, Red Velvet, who, no, I've never heard of. I've tried her cake. It's delicious. I'm just saying, what came first, the wrestler or the cake? I don't know. So, Penelope Ford got involved. She and Kip Sabian were at ringside, and she slapped Shida to kick the match off. Shida's ticked off because of that, of course. She gets in the ring. She squashes Red Velvet. Nothing worse than a squash Red Velvet. I'm going to continue to make cake puns for the duration of this review. So, anyway, yeah, she goes for the squash, pretty much kills this girl, takes her down, and then she slides out of the ring. She slaps, or actually she shoves Penelope forward, and then she actually slaps Sabian, taking him down. Punches him, I guess it was, takes him down. Interesting segment. Don't know how I feel about all this. Shida is somewhat restricted because of the language barrier. It's not the end of the world, as many people at WWE would have you believe. It just is what it is. She's very, very good in the ring. I don't think anyone can argue that point. Penelope Ford kind of became a contender out of nowhere. Not sure how I feel about that, if I'm being honest with you. I don't dislike her. I don't know how I feel about it. Do you know what I mean? So, Jamel says, I'm looking. Yes, Elvis, I'm coming back on Friday, my friend, with the main event. This is not the main event. I know you see the logo here, but that is actually just me advertising my show. This is for Wrestling Rumors tonight, for sure. Still on Friday. I'll be here at 12 noon. High noon, as it were. Me and Gregory Peck will be hanging out. Jamel says, I'm looking forward to the title match. There are going to be 4 title matches next week, right? That should be fun. David says, sorry, but I believe should have kept the Native Beast as champ. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue that too much. I like her a lot, but I do think she is doing fine in the position she's in. It makes sense for the title change, if I'm being honest with you. So let's let's move to the next thing here. We had the press conference, and this was good stuff. Shane says Penelope Ford and Shida will steal the show at Fyter Fest. Yeah, Shane, I think you're probably going to be right about that deal. Dude, Penelope can work. I never said she couldn't. It's just, personal taste, gimmick-wise, that kind of thing. It's just my own feelings on it. So, let's see. All right, so we had the Hager and Cody promo. It was a press conference that supposedly, I guess AEW's press wasn't invited to for some odd reason, because the guys at commentary generally didn't even know about it. Well, it's a press conference. They don't know about it. I'm like, that's an odd way to do it, I guess. Okay, but all right. I love this. I love this for a lot of reasons. It felt like a championship boxing press conference. That's what it felt like. You had Team Cody on that side of the podium. And, they had, I think it was his brother, Dustin, holding the title up. Someone was holding the title up behind him. It felt they were only missing Don King, dude. That's all they were missing. Where was Tyson? That was perfect, right? That was pretty cool, man, I'd say. I thoroughly enjoyed this spot. They let Arn have the mic. He talked. It was awesome because Arn can still cut a promo with the best of them. Unfortunately, they had 2 people from PWI asking questions, softball questions. It was like, because Hager wasn't there, right? The first question was, aren't you surprised that Jake Hager's not here? And then the next question was, Cody, what does it feel like to be TNT champion? That's like the nonsense WWE questions backstage, where it was like, what are your feelings? If I had to hear one more time, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts and what are your feelings? What are your feelings on your thoughts and what are your thoughts on your feelings? Because they're not creative in that company at all when it comes to that stuff, man. They just take the backstage interviewer. It might as well just be a broomstick with the mic taped to it. It's the same amount of personality, folks. I'm just calling like I said. But no, I love this. I thought it was pretty cool. Hager finally showed up. Cody put over Ricky Starks, said that Ricky showed up with like $3 and some change in his pocket, and he left with some work. So that was a pretty nice touch. Hager and his wife finally showed up. Hager said, "Are you ready?" And they pose. This was different, right? They pose like it's UFC, like it's a UFC fight coming up, like it's a championship boxing match coming up. They pose, and Hager puts his fist right up to Cody's face, right? And Cody let that slide for like a third of a second, and then he's boom, just kind of slaps his hand away. And then we thought we're going to be off to the races, but it didn't happen. Instead, Hager's wife tosses a glass of water in Cody's face, and Cody holding everybody back. It's all right, let it go. Cody did say some interesting things in this little promo that he cut as he's sitting on this presser. He said that he didn't like cosplay wrestling. This is interesting because there's a lot of criticism thrown to AEW guys is that it's all cosplay wrestling. From you know who, Jim Cornette, who's always thrown a lot of heat at this company for a lot of different reasons. But he talked about that. It's kind of funny that he used those terms. Actually, he didn't like play wrestling. This was real for him. He liked to fight. He liked the taste of his own blood. So I mean, he's really putting himself over, and it's all good with me. I have no problem with him doing that at all. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I love this a lot. Let's see. Shane says, "Do you think Moxley would have stayed in the WWE?" Brother, dude, I think we're far past that, man. Honestly, he's John Moxley now. The Dean Ambrose stuff is way in his past. You could say if maybe, I don't know about anybody at this point in any walk of life. Yeah, I don't know. Would they let him stay? But they wouldn't, Sean. I appreciate your question, dude. But at the same time, they wouldn't let him do it because it's not. There's very, very little, wrestler input. You have to be a certain guy. If you're Randy Orton, if you're John Cena, if you're Roman Reigns, if you're Charlotte Flair, I mean, you pretty much have to be a name, like a big name, I think, in order to really be able to get in there and say, well, most of the time you're just being told, here's your script, here's your whatever. I mean, there's exceptions to every rule, and every situation is probably a little bit different. But, dude, I mean, do you honestly think that Mox at that time was just told, well, Mox, what do you want to do? That's not what was happening with him, man, at all. So, the nature of that company says we control the narrative, and you will do what we say. So I don't think he had a prayer. I don't think he ever had a chance of being John Moxley. I just don't think it was possible. So, Shane, I believe the girl with Hager was his wife. Pretty sure. I missed you. Hager. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens though, man. We'll get to the Moxley stuff here in a bit. Don't worry, I'm going to get there. Let's see. Next, we had a vignette with Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss of the convenience store. They're kind of hanging out. There's a parking lot brawl. Interesting tandem, dude. It's a very interesting pairing, if I'm being honest with you. I'm not sure how I feel about it right now. I don't dislike it. It is different. Tony put that over, that their styles are different, but they contrast, but they do mesh pretty well together, interestingly enough. I don't dislike it at all. I want to wait and see how it goes. I'm not a huge Joey Janela fan, if I'm being honest. I just never really have been. Nothing personal, just my own opinion. But I'll wait to see. I'm going to hold judgment to wait to see where it goes. As soon as I'm thinking that, next thing I know, they're in the ring against the Dark Order. That was, I can't say that I saw that coming. To be honest with you, in terms of let's already put these guys on TV. They were on Dark yesterday, last night. If it were me, and it's not, I get it. But I would have thought that they would have held on to this thing and just done nothing but run vignettes for like a good solid 4 weeks, maybe more, until you actually saw these guys on TV working together. That's just my take, man. You could just take that or leave it however you want to. Hello, Jeffrey in Oklahoma. Jeffrey's in Okie, and he's saying hello. What's up, my friend? Did you watch AEW Dynamite? We're discussing it here tonight. So we want your thoughts, questions, comments, words of wisdom, okay? So Colt Cabana and Brody Lee. So Colt has not officially joined the Dark Order. This is one of those things where they're just going to kind of milk this and kind of have some fun with it. I have no problem with that at all. It's different, right? They're not even playing it out like Colt's trying to pull one over on Brody. It's as if he really is going with the flow and it's like, what can you do for me? That's kind of where the mindset is with Colt Cabana right now is, what can you do for me, right? And so he considered this the Dark Order's our opportunity to show him, and also for Brody Lee, sort of their opportunity to see what Colt can do. And so one hand washes the other kind of thing. They did end up getting the win. I will say this about Brody in this match. I'm not saying about Brody in general, okay? But in this match specifically, it was very awkward. He was getting to his spots either too early or right on time, but Sonny Kiss was there maybe too late, and they were kind of bumping into each other. Joey Janela goes, and I guess Brody was expecting Joey to punch him off the ring apron. He didn't. He barely touched him, and then had to wind back up again. Every time Brody was involved in this match, it looked really weird and really awkward. So I did not see that coming. I don't know if there is anyone to blame for that. It could have just been some miscommunication. It could have just been an off night. Don't anybody get hysterical over that. I don't think there's anything to it. I just think that I don't know. And I don't think there's any big, deep meaning to this either. It just kind of feels like that they just weren't on the same page. Maybe there's just not a lot of chemistry. I don't know that Brody has anything against Sonny or Janela, either one. I doubt that, but I mean, how would I know that, right? But I kind of doubt that. But again, it just kind of felt awkward for me, for sure. Nate, dog, what's up? What are your thoughts and feelings on Cult the Dark Order? I'm okay. I'm okay with it. It's different. I like different. Different is good. Okay, especially in this business, different is very good because we've seen the same thing done over and over and over and over and over again, ad nauseum, and to the point where we all just want to bang our heads to the wall and throw up and pass out in that order. So, different is good. I love Colt. I do. At times, it's too much comedy for my taste, if I'm being straight with you. But at the same time, I love the guy. I really do. And Dark Order doesn't need him. Brody doesn't need him. But I think it's an interesting twist. And you know what? The thing about AEW versus WWE, and a lot of people will hate one side, love the other, or whatever, what have you. I don't really care. It's whatever your taste is, brother. I'm not going to try to change anybody here. I've learned a long time ago, you can't change anyone's opinion, dude. It's never going to happen, okay? So here, I will tell you this, though. AEW has a lot more leeway with me and a lot more room to breathe with me than WWE has. You want to know why? Because AEW's track record of letting me down is minuscule compared to WWE's. I'm talking about me personally as a fan, as a writer, and as a podcaster, as all the above. Okay? So many times I've tuned into WWE expecting whatever and been like, that was all we got? That was it? That was terrible. Like, I don't get that a whole lot from AEW. I've got small doses of it. But give me an extended track record of letting me down and then ask me then how I feel about it. I'll be honest with you and tell you, AEW just keeps dropping the ball. But I don't feel like that right now. Maybe I will. If they're around long enough, and hopefully they are, let's say 5 years from now, I'm like, man, they just, then maybe that's how I feel. Right now, today, I don't feel that way. I know we're just a year in. So Shane says, I'm sorry, Ashley. I didn't mean to ignore you there. Hangman Page. I like Page too. I really do, for sure. Shane says AEW's taking talent away from the NWA. I hope Cowboy James Storm is next. Shane, there is a union there that's going on between AEW and NWA. I think it's a good thing for both companies. If they can start to have some sort of like a partnership, perhaps trading talent at some point, it's going to do nothing but help the NWA. And I don't want the NWA to go anywhere. I don't want AEW to absorb them. And I don't think they want to do that either. I mean, I would guess. But I think it would make them stronger. Do they need to? No. But I would love to see James Storm on that show. We'll see what happens, man, for sure. Let's see. Who hit me with that? Shannon says, AEW does things you wouldn't expect. I totally agree with you. Nathan says, Eli Drake. I love Eli Drake. I do, Nate. I really do. Yeah. Davis says, Hangman sucks. Kenny carries him. Well, that's kind of the storyline there, isn't it? Let's see. Robbie says, heard Sammy was gone based on comments made about Sasha. Okay, so here's what happened. So Sammy Guevara, the Spanish God, in 2016 was on some silly little podcast and flat out said, and I'm just paraphrasing here, folks, about Sasha Banks, that he would, embrace yourself, kids, that he would rape that chick. Yikes. First of all, if anyone speaks like that about anybody else, male or female, you got some serious issues. You got some wires loose. Something's not firing right up there, okay? Obviously, I don't care what generation you're in or what area you're talking about. It's ridiculous, man. It's utterly ridiculous. He apologized for it. He supposedly contacted Sasha. I like saying it like that way. Just don't shoot me. I enjoy it. So supposedly he contacted Sasha. Feel better? And apologized, and she accepted his apology. And supposedly they're good. AEW has suspended him indefinitely, and is sending him to sensitivity classes. His paycheck is being donated to a women's shelter in Jacksonville. All good moves. I think it does maybe open a can of worms in terms of if you're going to go back into someone's past when they didn't even work for you, when your company didn't exist in that time, is that the right thing to do? I don't know if it's for me to answer. I don't know if it's for me to answer. Nathan, that's probably better, much better than, and not as graphic as what I said for sure. Victor, hey, what's going on? Don't worry, Vic, you are a main event guy. Yes, this is not Tom Clark's main event, brother. I know you see the logo up here, man, but it's not what it is. This AEW Dynamite review. So, excellent question from Brad. Thank you, my friend. Do you see Eric Rowan coming to AEW and helping Dark Order? I don't know that he needs to. I think it might be a little on the nose if he did. I don't think it's impossible. Nothing's impossible at this point, right? Nothing's out of the question. Do they need him? I don't think they need him. He is another big guy. They're collecting big guys at the moment. Nothing wrong with that because they weren't big for a long time. And everyone was getting upset. Well, they need some more big guys. Tom's too small. But they're getting there. They're Luchasaurus, Wardlow, Brian Cage is there, Brody Lee. They're getting there. And they'll be hopefully signing Lance Archer. Don't forget about Archer. He shows up later. So, yeah, man. So we'll see what happens. And speaking of that, and we missed the end there. So, okay, the end of the match, and we're going back to the match here, folks. Colt and Brody Lee. Now, this was, and I said before, it's an interesting combination. It was awkward with Brody, as we've already said. Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela hit the heart attack on Colt. So they did some popular, famous double team moves there. They went for the Doomsday Device, which was it didn't work, okay? Actually, was that them that went for the Doomsday Device? I don't want to get my matches screwed up here, man. I got a lot of notes to work here, or look at here, I should say. Yeah, they did go for the Doomsday. Didn't happen. Flip, flop, and fly twice in this match. Sonny's barreling himself over the top ropes and stuff. Sonny, who evidently is maybe not going to be a he too much longer. I don't have any idea, but I know his voice is a lot softer than what I remember the last time I heard him cut a promo. So I don't know. I'm not going to speak for anybody, and it's your life, it's your business. It's go with God, man. Whatever you want to do is totally fine with me. No worries here. I just wonder if there might be something in in the future. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Ton of charisma, Sonny Kiss. No one can deny that for sure. And the best pro wrestling stars that we've ever seen, the most successful pro wrestling stars in this business, have been built on charisma for sure. So he has that by the truckload, and I think that's awesome. And he's entertaining. Let's just call it like we see it. But Lance Archer comes in after Colt does get the pin. Archer comes out. He pretty much annihilates Janela and Kiss, takes him down. Jake Roberts comes out, tries to restrain him, says, "Don't waste your time." Interesting. We have a flashback next to AEW Dark with Shawn Spears. He puts what they call the steel slug inside the black glove. Pins Pineapple Pete. So, yeah, they're playing that up. He was not on the show this week, just in a rewind and a flashback. The next match was freaking fantastic. If you are a tag team guy, my friend, then you love this match. SCU versus FTR. I love this match. Lots of fun. Harwood hits the slingshot on Daniels. Nice callback to Tully Blanchard. Holds up the four fingers. Awesome. Cass hits Christian's kill switch. This is just some footnotes or some cliff notes I have here. FTR hits Demolition's move, which is also Midnight Express's Vegematic. They hit the Shatter Machine, which is now called the Goodnight Express on Daniels for the pin. Harwood gets the mic, calls out the tag team division, said the Young Bucks graduated from the kiddie table, and now they're eating with the big boys, and pretty much said that about the whole division for sure. Butcher and the Blade, they show these guys in FTR's truck. Phoenix and Pentagon slide in behind FTR, and I'm guessing they slid in too soon because this spot took a long time. I feel like it took forever. But basically, Butcher and Blade challenged to an 8-man tag, and I'm guessing it will be FTR and the Young Bucks versus Ray Phoenix, Pentagon Jr., and, of course, Butcher and Blade at at Fyter Fest next week. So that'll be fun. And then Butcher and Blade, along with Phoenix and the Pentagon, steal the truck. Yikes. Dude, this was, and everyone's saying it, and thank you, my friends, for saying it. Yes, it was a great match. I totally agree with you. Will there be more factions in AEW? I hope not, Daryl. I think they got plenty. Enough's enough. You know what I mean? Enough's enough, man. So, let's see. I didn't want to. I'm not purposely avoiding anyone. I was just hoping to knock this sucker out by 10:30. We don't have to. Just saying. All right, folks. So let's move on. There's a vignette featuring the upcoming tag team match with Omega and Page versus Best Friends. Omega and Page seem like Kerry Von Erich and Michael P.S. Hayes, in my opinion. And I'm just leaving that comment up all day, Daryl. You're so welcome. Shannon says AEW has the best tag team division on the planet. Good to have Pentagon and Phoenix back. It's a really, really excellent tag team division, Shannon, but I will counter with New Japan Pro Wrestling. May give it a run for its money. Excellent tag teams in that company for sure. Jen, what's up? Did you watch AEW Dynamite? Are you here to talk about Dynamite? If not, man, are you going to be lost? So where were we? So yeah, I love and the thing with Page and Omega has really grown on me. Again, as I said before, it feels like a Kerry Von Erich / Michael P.S. Hayes kind of combination, which I dig. And I like how they wrapped it up. Hangman Page says, "We'll see you weirdos at Fyter Fest." It was pretty cool. I actually really love that. So this next was a vignette on Jon Moxley and Brian Cage. Cage went over on Joe Cruz. Powerbomb over the top rope, drill claw for the pin, basically destroyed this guy. Taz calling out Moxley, who's obviously not there. Taz talks to Mox through the camera. Taz said Mox had a BS excuse and his title is in grave danger. Man, Taz can still cut a promo, can he? It's good stuff. We go backstage with Colt and Brody. Brody wants Colt to join him versus SCU at Fyter Fest. So it looks like that match is going to happen. We go back to ringside. Britt's talking smack about Big Swole. Swole conveniently shows up at the exact moment. Isn't it funny how pro wrestling works, kids? Shows up at the exact moment and dumps garbage into Britt's box. So that was messed up and apparently very stinky, according to Jim Ross. Next match we have on deck, Matt Hardy versus Santana. Good match, evenly fought. Ortiz out after the match, attacks Hardy. They hit the street sweeper on Matt Hardy. Private Party out for the save. What did you think about this match, man? Did you enjoy this match? Doing good, Jen. And again, if you didn't watch Dynamite, you're going to be so out of the loop here. So Jamel says, I hope they drop the tag team titles. Well, there you go. Yeah. And I think they will, honestly. I think Best Friends are getting the belts at Fyter Fest. I believe that. I really think they will. Ray says that Gage is the next champ. There you go, man. I don't think Moxley's dropping the belt right now. My own personal take. I don't think he's had it near enough yet. I can very well end up being wrong, but I just don't think it's going to happen right now. I don't think it's time. Davey says, need more broken Matt Hardy. I think Matt is having a revival of his own, no pun intended, in that company. Glad to see it happening for him. He's such a good guy and such a talented guy and such a great mind for the business. Let's see. Where'd you go? There you are. Shannon says, can't argue with you, Tom. I love New Japan. Same here. Shane says, will Hager's wife be in his corner when she fights Cody? So Cody's wife should be in it. Chances are, Shane, that's a great point. I'm sure they'll probably work something up. Rob says, well, at least the garbage wasn't hot garbage. It's Tom Clark's main event callback right there, folks. All right. Let's hit the main event match was not a match at all. It was a face-off. You got Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy. No Sammy Guevara this time out. We all know the story there. We just talked about it. Jericho talks about the chicken crossing the road joke. He kept repeating it over and over again and then says, that's Orange Cassidy. It's funny at first, but then it becomes annoying the more often you tell it, the more often you see it. It's awesome. What a great comparison. Nothing personal. I'm just saying it makes sense about everything he's saying. Chris is bagging on him like the critics do. That's the second time in this show that they're using Jim Cornette rhetoric. If I'm being straight with you folks. I'm calling like I see it. They have fun with Jim a lot in this company, and they call him out without calling him out on live TV. and they're just giving this guy more press, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Jericho then said that Orange got over on his own, and he applauded him for that. But that he's a lazy slacker, just like the fans. He said Orange will need a miracle to beat him at Fyter Fest. Orange takes the mic, lays it down, and does the shin kicks, that he does, the slow moving. Then he puts his hands in his pockets. Chris takes Cassie's glasses and breaks them. A Donnybrook ensues, kids. It's time to play the feud. They fight to the stands amongst the fans and employees and families of employees of AEW. Jericho hits him with the boom camera. Cassidy's right ear is bleeding. Bleeding like crazy. He runs a Superman punches Jericho, who goes crashing back through a table. Cassidy has new shades suddenly from out of nowhere. And that's it. Show over. That's your go-home show, folks, for Fyter Fest. What did you think of the show? I asked that when it first started, man. What did you think of the last segment? Let's see. Jamil says, I just like Paige as a single star. Love the Cowboy stuff. I'm with you 100%. I do love him as a singles as well. Jericho will put over Orange Cassidy. Keith says, you know what? I would not be surprised at all. Cody's definitely winning, Ray says. We'll see. Yeah, I would say you're probably right, but we'll see. Matt's doing it. Happy to see him energized and back at it. Absolutely. I agree with you totally. Let's see. Jen says, I love Jericho, but I'm kind of over him. Well, I've heard some people say that for sure. Christopher says, loved it. Big Orange Cassidy fan. Kyle says, big fan of AEW. There you go. I'm going to be honest with you. AEW Dynamite continues to entertain me. Real quick before we wrap this thing up and take it home tonight, and again, I want to thank everybody who did tune in and join us. I've been a pro wrestling writer for 10 years this year online. 2020 has been a really, really tough year for me in a lot of ways. Anybody that's ever watched my podcast knows exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of family drama at the end of 2019, unfortunately for me and my family. It's really thrown me into a tailspin. If from a creative point of view, I still enjoy podcasting. I haven't committed myself to becoming a full-time writer again. I don't know that I'm going to. I'm at a crossroads when it comes to the writing. I love it. I still enjoy doing it. I gotta get to the point where I'm okay with it again, and I'm ready to get back on the horse. Speaking about Adam Page, right? I'm not there yet. We'll see if I get there. I'd like to. I don't know if I am. If I'm being straight with you, I think I can't say I've lost the passion, but it may not be there like it was before. Maybe I'll find it. I hope so. But I watching Raw doesn't do much for me. Watching SmackDown does even less. Every time I watch Dynamite, I am entertained. It may not be the best thing I've ever seen on any given night, but I always come away with something from that show. It still feels new. It still feels fresh. New and fresh is good, folks. If any of you are watching right now, you've never gave AEW a shot, brother, I'm not on their payroll. I don't get a penny for telling you this. Wrestling Rumors gets no money, no kickback from AEW for me telling you this. I assure you. Give AEW a chance, man. Don't believe any critics. Don't believe any WWE lifers who believe that Vince McMahon walks on water and that company is the only pro wrestling that's worth your time. Don't believe a word of that. It's hogwash. Give it a chance, man. Give New Japan Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling a chance. Give Ring of Honor a chance. But give Dynamite a chance, dude. It's your easiest way to watch another company. They're on primetime TV every week. Give it a chance. That's all I'm saying. And if you don't like it after that, hey, it's all good. But don't just assume you know what it is until you give it a chance. Brad, what's up in Minnesota? Hope you are doing safe out there. Hope things are beginning to get somewhat back to normal for you and everyone around you. Please be safe out there. Robert says it's a joy to watch AEW. There you go. Jamel says I'm ready for Inner Circle to start winning again. They're winning for a good long time. But you know the whole point, Jamel, to your point, the whole point about that, the whole point of a successful heel faction is to get baby faces over. That's what they're there for. And they can win as much as you need them to. And one quality win for that heel faction reminds you exactly who they are and puts them right back in the forefront, right back on top where they were and where they should be all the time. If they're that big, that successful, and that good at what they do, okay? But one loss by the heel faction doesn't kill them in the slightest. A string of losses doesn't kill them. But you know what it does do? It gets that babyface over to the moon. The stronger that heel faction is, the more entertaining they are, the better they are at their jobs, the more they've gotten over, the more it's going to get over that babyface who fought against the odds to come back from nowhere and punch his way up to get to the guy, the top guy, whoever the guy is at the time, takes him down, okay? Then that dude gets the rub. They can always rebound. Jericho is still calling himself Le Champion. He doesn't have a title. Doesn't need it. It's still who he is. You know what I mean? He's still entertaining. He's still the heel to beat in that company, right? So it didn't hurt them at all. Inner Circle didn't lose a step by Jericho losing the title. Not a bit. So, yeah, they need to lose sometimes. And they have been. And it's fine because, again, the baby faces need that for sure. Keith says AEW's Old School Wrestling Show continues to get better. And you know what, Keith? Thank you for that. I think we're going to leave it on that note. Folks, this is all I got for you. I know it's a quick in and out, man. We didn't even go 45 minutes, but it's all good. I just wanted to hit you with this. We're going to try to do this again next week. If you guys enjoyed it, please let me know. Again, it's just a real quick, in and out kind of deal, man, where we give you the review of the show. We get your thoughts. We get your questions, comments, words of wisdom. Be sure to come back high noon this Friday right here on Wrestling Rumors, baby. Tom Clark's main event will be back live and in living color. Check us out, okay? Don't miss the show, please. 12 noon this Friday. That's all you need to know about that, man. So guess what? I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get some rest. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. It's been a long everything. But stay tuned. Be sure to come back Friday for Tom Clark's main event. Thanks for watching, guys. All you folks have a good night, all right? We'll see you next time.